everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Mondays in Exandria, an adventure in Amon. We're gonna play games. So, let's go around and let's say who we are and who we'll be playing. I guess I'll go first since I'm already talking. I am playing Wendell Eustace Abernathy Lucius Throckwaddle Hossenpfeffer IV of the Haversham Hossenpfeffers. A nobleman and a warlock extraordinaire with, a prism of power plan to install in the city. It's not a pyramid scheme. But we also have my handy-dandy butler, Igor.
If I could unmute, I'm still learning the controls. I'm excited to play Igor, Shiny Pilot 206. Happy to be here and get to play the lovable Hunchback and servant to Wendell Eustace. You get the deal. So. Yes. Wendell Eustace, you get the deal. We also have D20 Coup de Grace with us tonight, who only plays with a clear and sound mind at all times.
Yes, I am playing Harlan Flipcloak. He is a wizard and foreseer of the future, and today's future looks grim. Yes, yeah.
Oh no, don't tell me that. You're the divination wizard. You know all. All right, give me something a little happier to look forward to. Nuggetosaurus. Happy belated birthday by one day.
Hey, thank you. Yesterday. Yeah. Hi, I'm Nuggetosaurus. Yesterday was my birthday. I play Hal, the shifter fighter, who is learning how to read, which is super exciting. Yay. And yeah, we're just sitting down for a nice chat with this crazy little dude, so it's gonna be something.
Yes, I'm sure that there's only going to be one crazy dude in this room.
Definitely. Just one.
But Lamont's not here, so there might just be a maximum of, 2 to 3, instead of, 4 to 5. But we have our lovely, fantastic guest for this evening, Donathan Fry. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. I'm really happy to be back. Happy belated birthday. I hope you had a great time. I'll be playing Nikolai Yates. He is... an artificer of sorts, and he's had a brief run-in in a graveyard with some of these adventurers previously, and I think it's been a couple of weeks. So he often doesn't know what's going on, and so I'm right there with him. I'm very excited to find out what's going to happen.
Excellent. That's one of the reasons Wendell likes you. But we also have. I'm just going to pass it on over to our dungeon master for this evening. Deception check. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm excited. This is episode 15, the series, the season 1 finale tonight. That's right. We're closing down a chapter in our story, opening up a new one, hopefully, if everyone survives. And we'll see where everything goes. It's episode 15. I can't wait. On episode 14, our players got to experience a bit of downtime. They got to make some plans, have a bit of a break, relax a bit, recruit some followers. That was fun. And do a few things, learning to read or building contraptions to tap into the time streams and whatnot. But this week, there'll be a little bit something different. At the end of the session last week, our group were having a lunch when they met with Fibblestib Bafflestone, an artificer that they had rescued from the sewers of Amon when he was attacked by a beast of primordial fire, a wormling that the companions had dispatched earlier. He was showing his gratitude and thanking them greatly and explaining who he was. When he mentioned that he had been originally called to the city to look into a certain Nikolai Yates, a fledgling artificer of some skill that rumors had gotten across the sea to Ankarel to let them know that he was here and that they wanted to research a bit and maybe see if he was willing to join their order. Knowing Nikolai, the group sent their factor out, Reagan, to go find him and bring him over. And that is where we find our group now, sitting in the back room on the bottom floor of the Shadow Inn, having a meal and enjoying the wait for him to show up. Tonight, the meal you were served is a grand one. The house staff is very pleased as they have a new supplier of fruits and vegetables from the farmer market to the south.
Oh.
They promise you that this will be the best meal you have had in some time. By the looks of it, they're not wrong. Before you are bowls of local fruits, both sweet and succulent, 2 large serving trays of salad, one a spring salad and the other a creamy salad with cheese and croutons. The main course is a massive roast cooked to perfection. This is a grand meal.
Could you pass me the melons, Hal?
I don't know what that is.
That boat right in front of you.
Oh, sure.
Yes.
These weird, like, things?
Yes,
They're- oh,
they're
God.
delicious.
Hey, yeah,
Yes,
you can
thank
have
you.
those. I don't want those.
I'll take all your melons.
Yeah, sure. Hal sniffs everything and makes sure nothing is poisoned before she eats it.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Alrighty.
I do have a spell for that. I forgot I have detect poison and disease.
Do I have advantage on smell? I think I do.
I think it's when you're in your form. I think it's when you're in your form.
Hold on, I'm not sure.
If I see Howl super hardcore sniffing all the food, I'll just low-key
But is it something that Hal does all the time, or are we only
She
being
does.
very-
She does?
Okay.
Okay. Well,
No,
if
she
she's not-
she always makes sure she's been poisoned before. She always makes sure she doesn't she inspects her food before things happen. Okay. That's all. It says I have proficiency with the perception skill. It doesn't say anything.
Okay. Yeah, I'm double checking now. Yeah, just proficiency. You don't get advantage. So
Yeah. So
Well,
9.
It's a normal meal. You
Okay.
know, it smells good. There are some smells you haven't quite experienced before here. Very sweet, succulent, tasty. Makes your mouth water.
All right, great. I eat everything but the melons.
Okay. All right. So meats, vegetables, salads, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
Holland cuts all his food into small cubes before consuming.
Identically sized cubes?
Yes, all of them.
Of course. It's very important.
Yes.
All right. Do you also eat of all the fixins on the table?
Oh, yes, everything, but in cube form.
Of course. Igor.
I'd like to think Igor might be in his usual floor seat at the place. That just depends if the monster would let him sit at the table. or not.
I think since we now own the place, 49% of it, you have a chair, but it's a little further away. It's still down the table.
Okay. Igor's going to be very noisily eating, and when his food is done, he shall get up and go for more if they're at a buffet line. Or if not, he will just very rudely be reaching across and grabbing food. Going, are you going to eat that? Grab, and then eat that, and then he'll reach for other stuff. And sometimes he'll be a little sly about it, thinking like, oh, I should be at the table, but I am. And he'll be grabbing some stuff, eating it.
Mage
Okay.
hand. Just if you get too much, like a mage hand will just smack your hand. I don't need a wooden spoon. I have a mage hand.
Every
There's
so
no
often you get...
loud clanking as pieces fall to the plate.
Okay, you have an excellent meal. This is grand. Without Reagan there, you have basically the rest of the serving staff are taking care of things. They know Reagan's out of the building, but it's a good meal. You guys all have a very nice time.
Is Roger Roger there?
He's the evening staff. He hasn't come on yet.
Damn,
Roger
okay.
Roger is
Roger.
is not at the bar yet.
Mm.
He's not at the bar. It's
Damn.
the day bar staff.
They're not nearly as fun.
Yeah, Owen Neal, the older dark-haired human.
Once Roger Roger checks in, he can be our the person who uncorks the wine for us.
Who drinks wine?
My entire family, my life is
Gross.
wine.
That's
It's delicious. You've not had my
That's
wine.
disappointing, Wendell. That's just your life
I'm
must
hurt.
suck.
No, it's quite nice actually.
Wine is gross.
No, you've not had my wine. If you tasted my wine, You would think differently.
I'd rather not.
Buster could
You
only
can
have
try my
some
wine anytime. No, Igor, you can't have any wine. No.
Igor, you can have my portion of his wine.
Thank you. Noisily slurping.
As the wine is being slurped, the staff comes in and starts clearing the table. One of the servers leans in and says, would anyone be interested in dessert?
Me.
Sure.
She pats you on the shoulder. You've gotten to know this is Sarah, one of the serving staff that you've been sneaking you food out of the kitchen regularly.
I'll have one of everything, please.
Oh, there's only one. It's a peach cobbler, freshly made.
Okay.
Anyone else?
I will try your dessert.
Of
It's a
course.
small slice. I'm watching my figure.
Yeah, why not?
All right, I'll be right back. Moments later, you're brought out eat with a plate of cobbler. It's very tasty, very sweet, succulent, tasty. It's good. You've had a really good meal. They're right. It's been one of the better meals you've had in some time.
We should save a slice for Nikolai when he gets here. I'm sure he'd appreciate it.
Extremely difficult to cube.
Maybe slices would be better.
Oh, perhaps if you chilled it a bit first.
Slice the cake.
Then
Yeah,
it would-
freeze
it
it,
would-
and then you
you-
could put it in a
Then you
cube.
can cube it a lot
You
easier.
could
if
have
it's
like peach
covered.
cobbler icy.
Icy cobbler. It's
Cubed
Yeah.
cobbler. Chilled cubed cobbler.
It's a knock at the door.
Oh, come in.
Reagan pokes his head in. Reagan,
Yes.
the red-skinned
Hello,
tiefling
Reagan.
servant. I've secured Mr. Yates. Are you prepared to have him come in?
Would you say secured? You didn't strong arm him into coming here, did
Oh.
you?
No.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Bilby
just-
had a certain way I was supposed to speak. I know you're a little less formal than Bilby.
A
He's
lot.
under the impression that he's meeting with Bilby.
Oh. Well, this should be a pleasant surprise then.
I'll send him in. Are you expecting the gnome back?
Yes,
Eventually,
yes.
yeah.
He was supposed to be coming this evening as well.
All right, I'll show him in as soon as he arrives.
Yes.
Fair?
Thank you.
All right, excellent. He steps out for a moment, and then Nikolai walks through the door.
Nikolai! So good to see you.
Before you,
Nikolai.
you see the rest. It's the same room you've met Bilby before. It's a paneled room, very comfortable, large table in the center, chairs all around, well lit. You see Wendell that you know from before, as well as Howl. You see Harlan. I don't believe you've met, and Igor. I think you've met as well.
Yes, I've seen it before. He scared me.
It's
Nikolai comes in with the help of a walking stick, and he's got the walking stick in one hand, and in the other hand, he's got a small, pale green stone. And he looks a little confused when he sees everybody there, and he kind of leans over and whispers something into the stone, and then he shoves the stone in a pocket in his jacket. And he'll kind of very trepidatiously approach. Hello? Why are you here?
we own 49% of this establishment now. You could say we've taken over from Mr. Zilliger in this establishment.
But is he coming? Because I was under the assumption, they told me specifically that he would be here.
Oh, but that must have been some type of miscommunication. I'm terribly sorry, but someone even better is coming. Have you heard of the... Flip through my notes. The Order of Artificers.
Yes, of course I have. Why?
One of them is very keen to meet you. Has heard great things about your work.
Oh.
And I've arranged for a meeting. Please sit down. We've saved you some peach cobbler.
Is there any pudding? He approaches the table looking for pudding.
He's not a ghost, Igor. We just fought ghosts with him.
I know, it's just, I don't know if he's gonna bring ghosts with him.
Necromancers bring ghosts, young man.
Hey, are you a necromancer?
No, of course not. Why would you ever think that?
I thought a lot of ghosts.
And to be fair, we did find you like dissecting a person, so
It
it's
happens.
kind of a safe assumption.
I never explained myself. You see, I'm something of a healer.
Hey,
Okay.
Yes. Oh,
Sure.
and this is our good friend Harlan Flipcloak. Harlan Flipcloak. This is Nikolai Yates. He's a wizard.
Harlan, huh? Yeah, nice to meet you. Did you say something about pudding?
No, cobbler.
Jello, or
Don't
it's just
have
my teeth?
Jell-O. Oh, well,
I can't really do I could scrape out away from the crust.
dude, the crust is the fillings, fresh fruit imported. You're not just smack his hand down. Just eating his cobbler. You're not eating his cobbler. I mentally telepathically go, you're not eating his cobbler. Put your hand down.
he's gonna shoot back. I was just gonna offer to mash his cobbler.
I don't think you.
He says out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since this is the first time that Nikolai has met Harlan, why don't you go ahead and describe what he's seeing?
Oh yes. Let's see. I'm about a 7 foot tall hobgoblin, red skin, a really puffy fur coat he wears, and he has a toupee, like a dollar store toupee.
Like a really awful toupee.
Yeah.
You said you're a wizard?
Oh, well, yes. I have studied arcane. Are you a wizard?
Oh, I guess you could call me that. I'm an artificer. I used to teach healing and the practical applications of healing and artificing. That was a long time ago now.
Now you just dissect bodies in tombs.
It's complicated, and you really shouldn't tell anybody that you saw that.
Of course
I
not.
mean,
Everyone
don't
has
have
their
anybody
hobbies.
to tell, but
I never judge.
And he looks at Igor. You wouldn't tell anybody, would you, young man?
I tell nobody nothing about you, sir. I promise.
I'm pretty sure he blocked you from his memory for a while there.
Oh, it was a very scary graveyard that night with all of the ghosts.
shadows. They weren't even ghosts. They were shadows.
I don't
Pitiful
like
things.
ghosts.
I know
They
you
were
don't
not
like
fun.
ghosts, Igor.
Well, don't mind me. I'm just going to have some cobbler, and he'll scrape with a fork the cobbler away from the crust, and kind of like, and then he'll take 2 spoons and just very slowly and meticulously take little bites of the cobbler.
Igor is watching with fascination at how you eat cobbler.
Would you like the crust, young man?
Yes, I would. I mean, if you don't want it, I would help dispose of it.
Yes, please help yourself.
He's gonna excitedly reach across with like a fork and
I
spoon.
like Mage Hand just push the plate over to him so he's not reaching across the entire table.
Oh, okay, perfect. And then Igor will reach out and he'll like scoop unceremoniously the crust onto the plate and be like, "Thank you." And he's starting to feel a little bit more warmed up to you now because you gave him food. I mean, why not?
You're like his best friend now.
Scary people would never
Right?
give you food.
It's true. Scary people don't give you food.
Don't jump into any strange carriages that offer you candy.
Or cobbler.
Which, to be fair, Igor totally would.
He would.
I mean, if it's the right kind of candy.
Good candy. Yes, I wanted to ask Nikolai. So, are you a designer of contraptions?
Oh, well, of course, when you're studying artificing, you start with small things. It's part of the trade, so I've designed a number of contraptions. But more recently, my work is it's become a little more experimental. Would you like to see one of my inventions?
Oh, please.
And he'll reach into his coat and he'll pull out that small green stone and face it towards you. And what you see is it looks just like a smooth rock, but it looks like inked on, probably with a quill. 2 dots, a half circle, smiley face, and around the smiley face like some squiggly lines that look like maybe it's supposed to be hair. This is what I've been working on most recently, but perhaps that's why they wanted to meet me, the guild.
That's a beautiful drawing.
Well, it's all right, and nothing like the real thing.
Oh. I'd imagine not, but still rather impressive.
Colin looks confused, but it's like looking for arcane marks on it or something. Like, are you trying to hide something with this?
Would you like to make an Arcana check?
Yes, I would like to make.
Please do. All right, at 8, the mysteries of artificery escape you because it's something you haven't trained at. So either Nikolai is a master at what he does, or he's a charlatan who is showing you a rock with a face painted on
it. What does this object do?
It's not an object, my friend. It's a person.
I see. It's a person.
You're a wizard, yeah. What school of wizardry do you study?
I am, my school of preference is divination.
Oh, a very noble school. As I said, I used to be a healer. I taught it. But as I grew older, I learned that I was merely treating symptoms. The disease, the real, only true disease is death. We all die, and sometimes we come back through necromancy and dirty magic, through pacts with gods. But I don't accept that that's how it has to be. This here, and he holds up the stone with the face painted on again, is the first steps in a means to defeat death for everyone. That's what I hope, anyways.
What a noble cause that is, too.
Oh, thank you. You've always been so very kind to me.
Everyone deserves kindness.
Except the peasants, right?
Well, I mean, are those really people?
Colin just looks into the future and sees the devastation.
Oh, by the way, Nikolai, I had some more pamphlets for you. I just had them drawn up to me.
Oh, that's good. My last one, it accidentally, I think I lost it.
I thought something like that just might have happened. You know, the weather lately, strong winds, and I have at this point like a nice like trifold pamphlet at this point, and it's got some color to it, nice scrollmanship. I've been working on it. I've had some downtime, so he'll slide it across the table, and it's
You'll take it and unfold it.
Big
and
prism
kind of
at the top. Prism of power.
It's that triangle you were showing me before.
Yes, the prism of power, I like to call
it. The prism of power. Yes. I like your work on this. It's very, very interesting.
Good, yes. If you have any questions, just feel free to stop by any time. We pretty much reside here now, so.
Oh, what happened to my contact? Is he all right?
He is a bit miffed. He got reassigned elsewhere, I believe.
He didn't say anything about me, did he?
No, he didn't really say much of anything once he found out he was being reassigned. He was not in a great mood.
That's good. Probably he was always a liar, anyways.
Yes, I would believe that.
I'm glad that you're all doing well. You're coming up in the world, as it were.
Yes, that does tend to happen when one follows the plan. And I just kind of tap the pamphlet.
Oh, and all of you, are you all part of this prism?
No.
It seems like a con to me.
I really want to kick Harlan under the table, but I respect him too much to do so. So...
Igor looks confused and is unsure.
I don't need a prism to get power.
She's more of the muscly type.
Oh, I remember.
But no, they haven't seen the glorious wonders of it yet. And I'm gonna just pull out my handkerchief and spread it out onto my lap, just to, make sure nothing spills. I know, careful.
Harlan jumps away. Oh.
No, don't worry.
At that, Reagan pops his head in. Mr. Bafflestone has arrived. If it's all right, I'll show him in.
Oh, please do.
All right. A few moments later, a small 3-foot-tall gnome with wildish kind of gray hair, a bit of a singe on his beard. Looks like it might have been burnt a little bit. It's a little misshapen. Seems like it's been burnt a few times. He's dressed very finely. Has excellent shoes, Sebastian's. You'll notice that Wendell is staring at them, not so much the gnome himself, but him. He holds himself quite upright and is very sure of himself as he walks in. He's like, "Oh, thank you. I'm glad to be back. I was wondering, did you? Oh,
Yes, Mr. Bafflestone. This is Mr. Yates.
Yes, I've heard a few things about you. Information has crossed the sea, the Osmond Sea to us, and said that you've been learning certain things of the artificery skills, and some of what we've heard has been quite interesting. Would you like to tell me more about what you're working on now? I'm sorry. I'm Fibblestib Bafflestone. I'm a Magister of the Order of Artificers. We're based out of Ank'Harel. I'm hoping to offer you admission to our order if you're interested.
It's good to meet you, Mr. Magister Babblestone. I'm Nikolai Yates. I'm a little surprised that word has reached you of my work. I've not yet finished my dissertation on it. It's very, very new. Very new.
Oh, no, I understand, but in an effort to keep an eye on all the things that are artificer-related, we've made contacts in most of the major cities with people who provide services, people who provide favors. We pay quite handsomely for information of people who might be dabbling in artificery, and once they hit a certain point, or they start looking into certain aspects that we recognize, well, we start looking into them as well. That's why I was sent across the sea. Originally, I was from Western, so I'm kind of like the regional OA guy here. There's not a lot of us here, but I got sent back over. It's the first time I've been back on this side of the country. Back in Tal'Dorei since that whole dragon thing went down. It's a bit different here. Lots different. Lots of people don't like dragons now. It's strange. I didn't have as much to worry about.
Can you blame them?
I mean, that's good. I'm from Ank'Harel, so.
Yes, that's yeah.
Yeah, you don't speak bad of dragons there.
No, truly not wise.
It's I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I digress. Yes.
I mean, sure. I'd like to just talk to you more about what you're doing. Maybe you could explain to me, or if I'm interrupting. You guys look like you had a nice
Oh,
meal.
no, we just finished. Everything's...
I just had the cobbler.
How was it?
A little hard for my tastes, but do you have any identification?
Oh, of course.
And he pulls out a little bifold and slides it across to you. Opens up, and it's in one corner is a large stamp that has O and A on it, and then it's just a whole bunch of archaic script talking about his position, his name, the Magister Fibblestib Bafflestone, 36th level artificer in the branch of alchemy. Yeah, it's all there.
Would you like a slice of cobbler?
No, I ate well before I came over. Thank you very much, though.
Nikolai will take out an eyepiece that zooms in. It grows like a magnifying glass. And he'll be looking over every just like that.
and Fib leans in. He's like,
"Ooh, made your own. Very nice. Your workmanship is quite exquisite." Oh yes, yeah. I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have a space issue. Personal space is
very close, actually. Thank you. Well, I certainly didn't expect this to happen. I'm not sure what do you have to offer if I were to join your order?
Oh, well, the idea about the Order of Artificers is that we are a centralized location, a repository, if you will, for information. As each artificer perfects his craft, we offer him the time and the resources to pen a manuscript explaining how he came to the discoveries that he did, and we place that in our library. Currently, our library consists of over 500 years of artificery exploration and research. Now, of course, some of the older treatises are wildly out of date and won't help anyone with anything, or kind of quite laughable when you look back at them, but you can see the progression of the skills as you go along. We also offer stipends for research, laboratory space, things of that nature. Now, of course, this is all in Ank'Harel. We don't really have actual locations over here, but you can be a member in good standing anywhere in the world if you wish, but most of the resources are in Ank'Harel.
Well, I've lived here my entire life. I'm a little old to move, but I have to admit, the resources do sound very useful.
And the money.
I suppose that too. But so you want me to show you what I'm working on then, right here?
Well, I will. Just that little item you were using is a decent basic introductory item made in good quality. But if I were to put my reputation on inviting you into the order, I would need to see what your current research is on.
Of course. I suppose this is why I've worked so hard. And he reaches back into his pocket again. He pulls out that small pale green stone with the smiley face and the squiggly lines for hair. He kind of shakes it for a moment and puts it up to his ear, and he says, "Are you in there? Are you awake? Anna, can you hear me?" And he listens again. No, I've been eating well. I promise. There's 2 young men. They come by my door every day and bring me bread. I just had some cobbler. It was the worst cobbler I've ever had. Are you sure? All right. And he holds out the stone, and the ink that's on the stone kind of begins to bleed a little bit. And as it does, this spectral image kind of appears over his shoulder. And it looks very much like a ghost. It's pale and blue, but it's the image of the exact same thing he'd drawn on the stone, that smiley face and a squiggly green line, and it kind of flickers in and out of form. And then it speaks. Hello, I am Anna. It is good to meet you, Magister.
Oh my.
Igor's under the table, like peering up. There was some mad scrambling. He's like,
This is quite exquisite. I am a little rough around the edges. It's a pleasure to meet you as well. You're working with artificial minds. Wonderful. Oh, this is great. I've not seen one of this particular style. And he pulls out this little, like, collapsible rod thing from his pocket. He presses a button and it pops out and expands. And he's got the 3 or 4 different little crystal glass that he puts it up. He's like looking. He's like, oh, click.
Don't. It's not nice. It's not polite to stare. My wife.
I apologize. I am studying the craftsmanship of the gem itself, in which you've created we've housed Anna.
It is Anna. I think it is. Anyways.
I would not argue. This is something new, and it's quite exceptionally interesting to me. Anna, how are your perceptions of the world? What can you see from your home?
Everything here looks like it did before, like I'm standing before you.
But it is an absolute pleasure to meet you, Anna. I'm Fibblestib Bafflestone, of course, the Magister of the Order of Artificers. It is wonderful to meet you. Thank you, Nikolai. That you can let Anna rest now if you wish.
Anna, please, I will talk to you later tonight. Wait up for me. And he taps on the stone, and the ink bleeds back up into the shape it was in before, and Anna sort of dissipates over his shoulder.
What?
There's a lot of beard stroking going on in the room right now.
Is it gone? As Igor's like slowly poking his head out of the edge of the table.
It's not, well, young man, it's not a ghost. I mean, it's not, she's not undead. It's just that, well, you think that within a human body or a hobgoblin body, he points at the wizard, that what makes us ourselves is our soul. But I do not believe that. I believe that the soul is a filter of sorts, and it's our minds, it's our brains that make us who we are, that contain our identity.
That is so true. The soul is really such a trivial and arbitrary item.
I mean, helpful, yes, very tricky. But he doesn't get let on by Wendell. I've made a copy of her mind, and I've placed it inside and imbued this stone with that copy. It is her, just as she was before.
You hear furious scribbling, and you see Fib is just writing in a notebook, just quickly, just scribbling everything down, completely oblivious to everyone else.
Igor slowly gets back in his chair, not understanding a bit of what you said, but it's gone now, and there was a long explanation, so it must be okay.
Holland is just sitting there contemplating if there was another Holland mind, how much work we could get done together.
2 minds are better than one, they say.
So, like, you believe that the soul is in the mind, right?
Like a filter, sort of.
So what happens when your mind doesn't work right? Like, if you don't remember?
That is problematic, I have to admit.
Tell me about it.
You have memory problems? How?
Yeah, I don't remember anything past 10 years ago.
Oh, well, I can't be sure.
What, Wendell?
If you
You
need to talk
talking?
about it, Yes, I'm here for you. That sounds very
Oh, God,
dramatic.
shut up, Wendell.
I think that this is a start, but in time, I think that you should be able to regain your memories. In fact, imagine, instead of possessing these frail bodies that we possess now, we created our own bodies in whatever form we wanted. That means we could live on forever. And remember everything before it's all lost.
I think part of the thing that makes, life great is that it doesn't last.
That's
It is
debatable.
hard. I'm not a stranger to that, but I have to believe that before this world burns down, before we destroy ourselves, that we can become more.
It is a very uplifting speech for Igor. I can become more.
Al has some choice words to say, but she doesn't say them.
Well, Magister, thank you for coming here and observing. I hope that you found my work illuminating.
Oh, yes, very much so. We've had some experience with the artificial minds. Rudimentary work compared to what you're doing, and especially the fact that no one's actually tried to imprint a loved one's mind on their experiments. I think you're cutting edge right now for this sort of thing, and you will have my backing from entry and any and all support we can provide from the Order. I just have to send a communique, something simple. We have a communication system we've built up. I can have your paperwork by the morning.
Oh, I would like to look it over, of course, but I'm very grateful for the opportunity.
Well, I mean, it's I should be the one thanking you. This is exceptional. I'm flabbergasted. I've been taking notes this entire time. I must go and start the paperwork so we can get this done so we can speak later. If you can get tomorrow the Sovereign Shadow. No, what's the name? We're at the Shadow here. I get confused sometimes.
Yes, I believe you were staying at the Cock's Crow Tavern.
The Cock's Crow. Oh, yes, that's right. I was supposed to stay at the Sovereign, but okay, yeah. What she said.
I took notes because I thought I was so amused by the name of your name.
Yes, I'm staying there. It should be very easy to find. Just ask anyone. As obviously your companion there should know. So, well, my benefactor too. They saved my life. Did they tell you I was attacked by an evil beast of some sort? My leg was ripped off.
Dragon.
To the dragon head mounted.
We have it. Right, it's right there.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a rather imposing. It's a red wormling head, but it has cracks of almost glowing elemental energy rolling through it. It almost looks like a prop of some sort, like it's been created to be like a lava lamp of some sort, but it's not.
That's well, you must all be very brave then to have helped him.
No, more like I thought it was a demon and I wanted to fight it.
And then we heard his cries of distress, and of course I had to help.
And smelt sulfur and.
It wasn't my best day, to be honest with you, but I survived. And
You got your leg back.
You did
Yes.
get your leg put back on.
It cost a bit, but hey, one of the benefits of being part of the Order, we do tend to blow things up a lot, and that causes a lot of damage to appendages. And so that's we get once again comprehensive medical coverage for all artificers. It's very important, thrown in right there. So see, yet another benefit. Just have to let them know you're part of the Order. But I'm like, that will all be spelled out in the paperwork when I get that done. So I'm going to go ahead and head back to my place. And if you could meet me there tomorrow, Nikolai, I can't wait to see what you do.
The Sovereign Cock's Crow Inn.
Ask Wendell. He'll tell you where it's at. I'm sure it's your mind is busy thinking of more important things than bad taverns and inns. I'm going to leave. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Pleasure.
He shows himself out, and you're left alone in the room.
That seems to go well.
I was not expecting it, but I thank you for making that introduction for me. Please, I must ask not to tell anyone what you've seen here. I fear that
Of course not.
the
Mum
wrong
knows the word.
hands could do bad things with my experiments.
Yes, it would be terrible if someone, the wrong person got their hands on this technology.
Is that a dragon up there?
Yes, that's what we slew in the sewers.
It doesn't look like a dragon. Why
I
is
believe it might be the spawn of Thordak himself, the elemental dragon thing.
Oh,
Yes, it was quite a doozy.
yikes.
Yes, it nearly killed one of our companions, but I saved him. Again.
I need everyone to roll Constitution.
Oh
saving
no, I knew I
throws
should
now.
have cast the checked poison on the cobbler.
Cobbler.
Everyone needs to roll this so that I can see.
On save.
Con save, please.
12.
All right. Harlan. Okay.
A 6.
A 6.
Nikolai.
Okay. Igor.
Got a 7.
Oh no.
Is that what you rolled, or is that with your bonus?
A 3
Oh.
plus 4.
Oh God. All right. Wendell.
19!
Okay, good. Someone passed.
The person with spare the dying passed. So I think that's the most important thing here.
Yes, Harlan.
Okay, so when I fail a check, I can use my saving face, which I will attempt to do.
Okay, please do.
You thought I was going down, but no. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay,
17?
so that's maximum bonus plus 5. Okay, yeah, we'll give you that. A plus 4. So okay, so Howl, Igor, and Nikolai, I need you each to roll me 1d6. And let me know what you roll, please.
Uh-oh. Maybe that was the worst tasting cobbler you've ever had.
This is a 2.
Okay, a 2 for Nikolai.
Thought the cobbler was fine.
I
Igor
thought it was
rolled a
delicious.
1.
Igor rolls a
4.
1 and a 4 for Howl. Okay. So, all those who fail, actually everyone at the table gets a little scratchiness at the back of their throat. Something, it's your throat tightens a bit, and Harlan and Wendell, you're fine. It passes. The
Take
rest
a swig
of
of
you,
wine. I need to wash it down.
Howl, Igor, and Nikolai, you begin to feel a bit feverish, a little bit lightheaded. Igor, with a 1, pain grips your mind, and you see that his eyes go white.
Oh no.
You're now blind,
Don't go into a... Oh no!
Igor. Nikolai, with a 2, you start sweating. A raging fever is ripping through your body, and you now have disadvantage on strength checks and saving throws, and anything that uses strength. You feel very, very weak.
Oh.
And Howl, 4. Oh, the heat that you feel from the contagion that rips through you focuses in on your mind.
Oh,
Your brain starts to feel like it's burning. You have disadvantage on intelligence checks, intelligence saving throws, and you are confused. You don't know where you are. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's
So-
where we find everyone right now.
Oh, sir, I don't feel so good.
You
Oh,
did.
shit.
I told you not to have doubles on the mashed potatoes. They always do this to me.
Yeah, I think it was the cobbler.
It's really dark in here, master.
I ate the cobbler and I was
Can I
fine.
turn on the candles for you?
No,
sir?
you have your eyes closed. You're not allowed to light anything on fire while your eyes are closed.
He opens his eyes and
Oh,
it
good
says, "What?"
heavens! What was you?
Where are you?
Just sit there, Igor. How many? I can't do the how many fingers. What do you see?
I see a black void.
Okay, you're blind. Alright, that'll be fun.
Wait, I'm not blind, Master. I can see fine. It's just really dark in here.
It's not really dark in here, Igor.
I'm gonna
Harlan, do you feel alright? I had a slight tickle, but
Yes, I'm
you're
fine.
fine. What about you, Hal? Are you feeling alright?
Hal's probably like, you said my brain's practically on fire, right?
Yes, it's like I want
Your
to say probably
brain
more
is
along the lines of like a
on fire.
migraine, just a massive migraine. You
Okay.
can't look at the lights. Your head just is pain.
Okay, then she's probably like sitting in her seat, clutching her head, totally wolfed out at this point, like
Oh.
like
well.
danger sense kind of thing.
How?
And she's just growling.
Hold on. I'm gonna pick up the plate that Igor still had at the table because he ate Nikolai's crust, and I'm gonna cast on the crumbs that are left the detect poison and disease.
Okay, you cast the spell, and you are immediately you immediately recognize that there was something infecting this particular food. It's not so much. It seems like a poison, but something more. It's not good.
All right.
Not feeling so well.
How do you feel, Nikolai? Do you need to stay here for the night?
And he's kind of leaning on the table right now, and he's like sweat
heavens.
pouring down his face, and his like gray hair is where it sticks out from beneath his hat is kind of like stranded to the corner of his eye. Perhaps that would be best, but what is? One moment. And he'll take a quill and he'll paint a symbol on the tabletop, and he'll kind of tap his fingers in this sort of rhythm a few times, and then there's a little bit of light that comes up from the symbol. And I want to cast Detect Magic.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. You cast Detect Magic, and you begin getting the inkling that a necromancy spell had been not so a spell, but the remnants of a casting of necromancy inhabits the peaches in the cobbler.
It's necromancy.
Who would dare?
It was in the peaches of the cobbler.
Hold on. One moment. I'll ring the bell.
Reagan pops in.
And before Reagan pops in,
Okay.
as I'm ringing it, I want to cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, okay.
So he can't see me casting it. And then he comes in, and I'm going to transfer over to his brain just to get the surface thoughts. I'm like, Reagan,
Yes.
someone has poisoned the cobbler.
Oh no, it's you also. One of the Mirny, the serving girl, ate some of the salad, and she's come down with a blindness or something. I'm not sure what's going on.
She ate some of the salad.
Yes, she had some of the salad.
What's his brainwaves telling me?
He's like, I didn't test the food because it was supposed to be fresh and good, and now it looks like they're sick, and I'm probably going to die.
Oh, okay. So I don't
He's
think...
he's very concerned about your health because
Okay.
he's
So
fresh
I can-
out of
I
service
can-
with Bilby.
I can clear him off the suspicious persons who poisoned the cobbler list.
Was it a fruit salad?
Yes, was it a fruit salad?
No, she had the spring salad.
Were there peaches on it?
No one puts peaches in spring salad.
I don't cook
Where do you come
salads.
from?
Didn't Hal probably doesn't know this, but just to clarify, didn't you say that the thing came from a farm down south?
Yes.
The servers who brought you the food said that they were quite happy that they found a new provider of vegetables and fruits in the farmers market just to the south.
All right.
Okay,
Reagan,
in the farmer's market.
could you investigate which vendor they purchased the food from the farmer's market today? I believe
You
that may be the source of the
You
problem.
don't think all of it is infected?
I wouldn't eat it if it was the peaches and the cobbler, and if she ate a salad and got sick, it could be all of it.
Yes, I'll check with the kitchen.
Yes, and if
Is there anything I can do do you need anything in here?
oh, cold compress, couple cold compresses.
Of course, I'll be right back. And he rushes out. Doesn't even close the door. He's very
Yeah.
absent-minded in a moment.
Are you all right, Hal?
Yes, Hal, is there anything I can
Yeah.
do for you?
Her only response is to just like growl.
Get you a cold compress, and it might help. Maybe I don't know. I don't heal sick people.
I'm
It's not my thing.
just gonna try to like be in between everyone and Hal.
All right.
Okay.
So
Just hand on
You're
my
blind.
shield. Just
you're looking frailer than usual. She looks like
Feral.
Howl.
I believe Hal is having some trouble.
Wendell's caroused again.
Yes, he is. But all right. Well, perhaps we should get a healer in.
Reagan comes back in. He's got several cold compresses. He hands them to you to pass out because
I will mage hand put one over on Igor's face just to help soothe him. I'll give one to Nikolai, and I'll mage hand one over to Hal. To put it, doop.
As soon as it touches Hal, she suddenly has a dagger in her hand, and she
Oh.
like slashes in the air because she doesn't know where she is. Something's touching her.
Maybe it'll help with the headache.
okay, so
Perhaps we should get a doctor in.
But the farmer's market is not that far away.
All right.
The women who do the shopping said that there's an apothecary there that has it's a new shop that has remedies of some sort that are supposed to work very well.
Right.
They said they've used it before for weird sicknesses they've had in the past. That it worked very well. So I'm not sure if you'd
All right.
like to go there or
Were they able to get to the name of the farm that this produce came from?
no, it's a market they just picked up from whatever
Oh.
looked good at the time.
I see. I was hoping they would perhaps.
If the
Foresight.
market's still open, it was the stalls right across the street from the apothecary.
All right. Well, Hal, you're looking feral. Perhaps you should stay here with Igor. Harlan, Nikolai, do you want to help? Do you want to stay here, or should Harlan and I just investigate this?
If it came from the market and other people bought it,
It could be bad.
they could be all across the city by now.
Would be quite terrible. Tragic. I think
I'll,
this is a job for group.
if it's necromancy, then it could get worse for all of us. It might be best to
Certainly hope not. All right.
stay together.
We bring them to the medicine.
Yeah, I guess we could bring them to the medicine. That might be better than having the medicine brought here. All right.
The apothecary's name is Peter Panacea.
Peter Penicillin. All right.
No, Panacea. It's a new shop. I don't know much about it, but Bilby was interested in it originally. But things have changed around here since that happened. So
Interesting.
I haven't done any research. I apologize.
That's fine. Just investigate what you can. See if anyone else is getting ill from this.
Of course, I right away.
And also just throw out everything they bought today. Just
Don't let anybody eat the cobbler.
yes, peaches or the
What?
salad.
I will tell the kitchen has already stopped serving. We're going to remove everything that was purchased from there. All the vegetables and fruits.
All right, excellent. It's just a shame. The dinner was quite tasty. All right, I'll straighten up his coat. Twirl his mustache.
Let's go to Hal right now. Hal, you are in blinding pain and you're somewhat confused as to what's going on. You're not able to have a coherent, solid thought for any period of time.
Mm-hmm.
What's going through your mind? What's happening?
I think her initial response was that she's in danger, hence the wolfing out and the dagger. And this isn't like an ordinary dagger. It's very intricate, very it stands out. It's not like a typical thing that it's not anything any of the party besides Harlan has ever seen.
And you've never seen her carry a dagger at any time?
Never. So I can still like hear and stuff. I'm just not necessarily comprehending it.
Can I go over to her thoughts too, with detect thoughts still up to see?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You can tell us what you're thinking, Hal.
I don't know.
What's going across your mind?
What is confused Hal's surface thoughts?
Probably,
Ow, pain, head hurt.
Yeah, ow, pain, head hurt.
Stab.
Yeah, I think as it continues
danger.
and as it doesn't go away, she's going, because she can still hear and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's going to attack the nearest sound.
Okay. There is another aspect of this, so that it will move along. It ebbs and flows in intensity.
Okay.
So you'll attack the nearest sound, which, how are you guys arranged around the table?
I think Harlan said he put himself in between me and everybody else.
All right. So Harlan, are you making a sound?
Well, I'm probably not making much noise, but I am moving
You
myself.
are in between.
Yeah.
First object.
So Wendell probably says something. Wendell and Reagan are talking.
Mm-hmm.
You hear that noise and you strike out. I'm going to give you basically roll the d6 for direction.
Three.
Okay, dead center, right at Harlan. Go ahead and make your attack at disadvantage.
All right. With a dagger. 11.
And 11. All right. What is your armor class, Harlan?
Just 15.
Okay. So you find when you strike out with the dagger, it impacts something metallic and rings out. You hear the ring, and you hear Harlan, would you say anything when she struck you?
Probably like, she's attacking.
You just need to calm down.
I inform the rest of the people of what's going on.
This moment of focus actually lessens some of the pain in your mind, and you're able to become lucid for a moment to see what's happening.
Okay. What the fuck's going on right now?
You have a mind sickness.
My head hurts.
That's what mind sickness means.
We found a healer. We are heading to them immediately.
The cobbler was poisoned. We're going to the doctor.
Okay.
Please
I can't
don't
promise.
stab any of us on the way out.
I can't promise that.
Maybe you could just put the knife on the table and walk away from the knife.
Doesn't work that way.
Just put all of the knives on the table.
It doesn't work that way. And I'll put the knife on the table and I'll walk across the room.
And the knife just...
No, like it stays there. And then she concentrates for a second and it disappears. And then a couple seconds later she concentrates again and it's back in her hand.
Oh. I see. Well, please don't stab us.
I can't promise that. If you're near me...
Well, if you do
my
stab me,
instinct
as long
is
as you don't
danger.
kill me, I won't hate you.
Maybe she could walk on the other side of the street, maybe.
Well, then we're putting citizens at risk. Which, I mean, it's not... but we probably
When they see her with the
liabilities.
knife,
They'll just walk away. Oh, that's true. If they see a woman wielding a knife as intimidating as she, they'll probably just...
Here,
keep
hold on.
distance.
And I'm gonna dig in my backpack and pull out some rope and tie it around my waist and hand it to somebody.
Harlan, probably?
Yeah, just guide me.
Alright.
I am not comfortable with this.
I'll hold the rope.
No.
offered.
Holland just says he's not comfortable with this, and then continues doing it.
All right, Apothecary Igor. A mage hand, like, grab him on the shoulder to lead him.
Yes, Master, I'm
Yes, just
following
follow-
your command.
Yes, just do that. Put your arms down.
Igor's walking like a zombie with his hands out front, can't see. He's kind of fumbling and stumbling, maybe hitting things.
Just follow the mage
Nikolai
hand.
will stay, like, he's moving slow, but he'll kind of stay close just in case, like, Igor slips away from the mage hand. Nikolai can be there as a second, like, oh, not that way, that's a pole.
Oh, thank you, Master and Mister. I appreciate
Yes.
it.
I'll get the door since everyone else has someone in tow. And I'll get my own door for the first time in, like, a long
Are
time.
you sure you understand how to open the door?
I do understand the concept.
Fair enough. You see
I've
that there's
seen
a
it
bit
enough
of a
that this is a push door.
there's a bit of a commotion in the common room of the Shadow Inn. People are having their food removed from their tables now, which
Yes.
is really strange. Servers taking food away and not bringing food out. But it seems to be going so. There's no one registering any sickness. Just your group right now.
That's good. And that one waitress, apparently. So.
Yeah, who's in the back? You don't see her anywhere. You make your way to the front
Yes.
and out to the streets. It's a normal, muggy evening. It rained recently, but the stars are out now. There is a crescent moon on the horizon, not providing very much light other than the oil lamps that have already been lit in the streets. You know that the farmer's market is a 10-minute walk south of where you're located right now.
It's probably more like a 12 to 15 minute walk with these blind and injured people.
It's relatively simple, other than Igor walking different directions on occasion, Hal striking out with a dagger from time to time at random things and people. But for the most part, it seems to go well. You get there, and you see at the southern end of the little square that houses the farmer's market, a bit of a crowd in front of a little shop with the normal symbols you would see above an apothecary, letting you know that there is healing here. It's a bit of a commotion.
Do I see similar symptoms to what my friends are experiencing?
You see a wide range of symptoms on some of the people that are there.
Do we see some blind people, some people clutching their head?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Poison
I was
spread
saying-
quite far.
This apothecary seems to be quite busy tonight.
I look across the street. Is there a vendor there still?
No, the stall is empty. It's in the evening, and the most of the market members leave about sunset because they're back
Well,
early.
get in line, you all. I'm going to investigate to see if I can find if they left any evidence behind
Igor
in the stall.
bumps into somebody in the Lord. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
That's a barrel, Igor.
Igor like feels it. Oh, I'm sorry, Beryl. With these.
Just go around it. Follow the mage hand. And the mage hand's like holding his hand, like leading him.
It's both there. I follow.
Yes.
Oh,
There you go.
there's a lot of voices.
Just stand next to Nikolai. I put the mage hand to guide his hand to Nikolai's shoulder. Both of you just stand here. And Harlan, you get Howl in line. I'm going to just be right here in the back, so stall.
Nikolai, you won't summon any ghosts, will you?
No ghosts, young man. Everything's going to be all right. You just stand here and try to breathe easy. Wendell.
If he
I
did, you
don't
wouldn't
feel
see him
good.
coming. Yes.
I'm old and sometimes maybe a little paranoid, but isn't it strange that the apothecary's right across the street?
I
from
was
the-
thinking that was a bit odd, which is why I'm investigating this, and then I'm going to do it once, and I'll swap to telepathy. Yes, I thought it was a bit strange coincidence, and business appears to be booming for him. So I'm going to look at the stall and perhaps the backside of the apothecary shop as well, see if anything strikes me as out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Then I'll try to see if I can't help us get through this line a little faster.
You do that. I'll kind of casually stride over with my cane, looking like quite the nobleman, just... And I'll go look at the empty stall to see if I can find any trace of maybe something that can identify who was here or where they came from.
An investigation check.
Okay. Come on, dice. Natural 20.
Okay. You begin
Don't
to
worry, I have this under control.
Since this is a consistent marketplace for vegetables and fruits each day, most of the stalls are left overnight. And as with anything like this, there are going to be pieces of fruit and vegetable that stay in place once they leave. You find a head, like a quarter of a head of lettuce.
No, okay. Yes.
And some fruits that are a bit rotten. They're lying there. And what do you do with them?
I'll investigate them. Guess we have some time. I'll ritually cast Detect Poison and Disease to see if they have that same energy to them.
They do.
They probably just accelerated rotting, because apparently looked super fresh earlier, I bet. Interesting.
Each one of them has the same remnants of some sort of contagion within them.
I'll just kind of pluck those up. There doesn't happen to be a crate with some, farm branding on there or anything lying around this spot.
No, there's nothing left around.
All right. And while I'll kind of pick the bottled fruit up, kind of put it in a handkerchief, put it in a pocket, and then I'm going to go casually walk a little bit down the street and then walk around the back alley behind the apothecary shop to see if I can kind of sense any of that same magic-y feeling.
Okay. You head down the alley, and it is rather imposing. It's a very thin alley between buildings. This isn't one of the better areas of Little Whitestone.
I look for Lamont.
The upper floor is almost bend in menacingly. There's refuse and all around on the ground, and crates that have been cracked open and broken. You find what you think is maybe the back door to the apothecary shop, and it is just filthy. There is just refuse and decaying things.
Do any of the decaying things have that same energy?
Everything here has this energy.
Oh, okay. And it's just like all up in the back alley behind the shop?
There is a large concentration on the other side of this door. And it's moving. Yes, pacing almost. It's the concentration. You get a feel of form just through the energy. It's low. It's moving. It's about the size of a large hog, maybe, with some strange appendages that come off of it. You can't really tell, but it's moving back and forth.
Is there a back window?
No, there is not. The door is locked and barred. From the outside, you can see it.
From the outside, locked and barred?
Yes.
So they don't want it getting out. Okay. I will walk my happy ass back to the front to catch up with my companions and tell them my findings. As you make it back up,
it's been about 20 minutes, 25 minutes as you've done all this. We'll go back to Nikolai, who is trying to work Nikolai and Harlan the Slave Master as they try and work through the line.
We there yet? Nikolai.
We'll be there soon. How many people are in front of us?
Outside the door of the shop are about 10 people, but it seems that while you're there, people are coming out relatively steadily. So you're about 2 people.
Do they look any better when they come out?
Yeah,
they do, actually.
They do.
Okay. Well, that's at least slightly comforting.
Harlan, any ideas on how we might cut through this line without causing harm to anyone?
I mean, without me stabbing anybody?
Right.
It would be against the rules to cut ahead of them.
Oh, I didn't know hobgoblins followed the rules of the line order.
queuing is very important in hobgoblin
Yes.
culture.
Queuing is very important in Hobgoblin.
But what if we just made the line go away?
How would you suggest that?
We could scare them.
Scare them with ghosties. Nikolai can make ghosties.
Wait,
Igor's like sweating and like kind of sick feeling.
but you don't have to see, and just keep your maybe put your hands over your ears, Igor.
Okay. He's just kind of standing there. he's just not feeling good.
I mean, Holland is actually showing like a remorse in his face, like, "Oh man, my companions feel bad." It's like it's probably the most feeling you've seen from him in a long time.
Have I heard any sounds recently?
Probably.
Probably a lot of sounds.
I mean, you would have probably heard Igor groaning in pain and the suggestions.
There's a lot of noise around you. There's moaning from your party members and moaning and groaning from the people who are being escorted into the shop as well.
What do I feel like is the most threatening sound?
Probably, honestly, it would be the noises Igor is making for the most part.
And I'm gonna try and stab Igor.
Peasants aren't all that threatening to you for the most part.
Yeah.
How they did anyone.
Bring it
really.
on.
Alright, 19 with disadvantage.
Oh, that hits.
She swings wildly and the dagger strikes home. It
A ghost!
For only 4.
Ow! No, that's your friend.
Igor starts screaming, "Ghost! Ghost! Ghost attacked me!"
The act of one person stabbing another in line has the effect of driving the rest of the crowd in front of the shop away. You are now at the front of the line.
Igor takes off running blind, just straight ahead, having been stabbed. He's just charging forward, whatever forward is for him.
Right into a closed door.
Okay, perfect.
Is that when I come walking around?
That is when you come walking around, you see peasants running, like sick peasants running away in fear.
Doesn't surprise me.
You
Doesn't
see
count.
Hal stab Igor
I
and
almost
Igor
bask
run.
in it for a minute. Yes. Oh, Igor. Oh, did Hal? It's fine. He'll get better. Don't worry about it. Don't feel bad about it at all, Hal. And then I'll fill them in on what I discovered in hushed tones.
Well, that about does it then. Typical necromancer trying to profit off of the pain of others.
So yes, whatever it is, it's the bar's door from the outside, and it's in the back room about large dog.
The responsible thing to do is to destroy it.
Yes. Yes, I suppose that would be the case.
Master, I hear you. I can't see you.
Yes, you're blind, Igor.
He got stabbed too.
Ghost
Maybe
he's-
attacked me.
Not unused to that.
Maybe we should let this dude, heal us and then
And
kill
then,
the necromancer.
And then interrogate him about what he's got in his back room. Alright, let's do that.
Let's do it quick while I still can think.
Alright, yes.
All right. So
Are there
you enter-
windows?
There is a window, but it's a dirty shop. It's hard to see through. You'd have to really clean the glass to be
On the
able to tell
inside.
yeah, there's shadows on the other side. You can see from the candlelight inside.
Don't worry, Igor knocked on the door.
He did.
He knows
Yeah.
We're coming.
With his face.
Yeah, the door opens outwards. That's why you didn't go through. And when you enter in, you see it's a bit busy. There's still a few peasants on the inside, moans and groans and whatnot. And there's Peter, you imagine, a tall and plainly dressed half-elven man with grubby white hair pulled back tightly to his head. He is helping people, but you see him passing out these little grubby, like used healing potion bottles that have been repurposed. He's passing them out. Yes, Peter has the cure, just the thing for your ailments and allergies. Works first time, every time, guaranteed. Yes, it's only 5 silver. 5 silver, please, get a potion. Your stress will be over. No, everyone, please, stay orderly line. You new people, please, take your time. We'll get to everyone, one at a time, please. And he's just
So,
these little
so
bottles.
is there a peasant near me with a bottle?
There probably is one brushing by you, exiting at the moment.
Great. I'm gonna snatch it.
Okay, I want. Are you just strong arming this?
Yeah.
Okay,
Like, I'm near feral at this point.
athletics at disadvantage, please.
All right.
Oh,
I'll
15.
Oh damn.
Okay.
I don't think she needs the help.
That was a very, very athletic peasant, but not athletic enough with an 11. So you feel this person going by, and your senses, you feel that there's this bottle right there. You can hear it sloshing in your heightened senses, and you just grab it and rip it out of their hands, and they're like, "Oh no, please, my sister!"
I'll give them 5 silver. You can just get, she stabbed someone in the street, and I'll just
But she,
Igor.
my sister.
You can just get right behind us in line. Really,
Give me 5 seconds.
It was
down it.
Yeah, she
Okay.
might have stabbed you. You're lucky she just took the bottle. But yes, I'll give him 5 silver and just kind of guide him to the back of the line.
Okay, so you down the potion.
Yep.
Okay.
No, she wouldn't think to. Okay, yeah, she just downs it.
It tastes horrible. Like filthy bathwater drained through a swamp.
Great.
This is it. That's what it tastes like. But
Piss it,
immediately,
doctors.
the pain in your head subsides. It's still there. It's like when you have a good migraine and it finally goes away, but you can feel the echo of the migraine still in your head.
Yeah.
That's what you have right now. But you are no longer currently affected.
Currently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Everyone give me perception checks inside
Yeah,
the
do I
stores. You're
see a
probably
big
all
stash
looking
of
around.
bottles around here?
I mean, is Igor really looking around?
Igor.
Can.
Oh,
But you can
22.
also hear or smell.
Igor would have hit the door, fallen down. As you guys shuffled past him, he would have